Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and this video is going to be entirely about the Epic Games Store, so if you're not interested in that and hearing me rant, complain, and all that kind of stuff, you can click right off and ignore this video altogether. However, some very important news has come out about the Epic Games Store, the Epic Games Launcher. And it is just some disappointing news. Epic Games has acquired one of the biggest games of the year as a timed exclusive, that of course being Borderlands 3. I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on with Borderlands 3 and 2K right now, them swatting some dude. Whatever the case may be on that, that's been well publicized, and I'm sure you guys are aware of that. However, now a new trickle of information has come out, and this is more so regarding Epic Games Launcher as a platform. But Tim Sweeney was asked over on Twitter, quote, "So I hate to bother you with a question you probably don't know the answer to, but will we be able to preload Borderlands 3, and will it release at midnight the night of release? Was going to take off work the next day if that's the case." Now, to give you guys an idea, preloading games has been around for a very long time, and it's very important that preloads are available, because these games are huge. We're talking 40, 50, 60, 70 gigabyte games, sometimes north of that. Look at a game like Final Fantasy 15. That game is north of 100 gigabytes on PC. Being able to preload a game in this day and age is so important, especially because there are still people that, yes, don't have the best internet connection in the world. And if you're downloading a game at 1 megabyte or 2 megabyte a second, just think about how long of a download that'll be. It'll be a very long download, and then times of big releases, sometimes Steam's platform or other platforms, whatever the platform the game is being released on, it's getting bombarded with a lot of people trying to download the game. So just being able to preload the game is an incentive that I really appreciate, but it's also an incentive that's just a part of every platform. It's not like it's something that's so amazing that I have to yell at the top of my lungs and complain about getting preloaded games all the time. So the consoles have preloaded games, and physical media is still a big part of the consoles, but they know well enough, hey, we should let people that are buying these games digitally preload their games. Well, in the case of Borderlands 3, Tim Sweeney responded, "I'm sorry, we won't have support for preloading in the Borderlands 3 release time frame." So yes, a platform in 2019 that has been around for almost a year. This is the imperative thing that I feel like I need to reiterate, because you can use the excuse, oh, the Epic Games Store is still new. It is closing in on a year, especially by the time Borderlands 3 will be released. What, it's been 9 or 10 months since we've really realized that they were going to make this a big part of their business model, making the Epic Games Store a big platform. And all this time later, preloading games is still not available, especially when we're talking about preloading a game like Borderlands 3 that is going to be a hefty download. So what if you're the kind of guy that you want to play Borderlands 3, you buy it, and then you're going to have to go through this long download, and who knows how the servers are going to be hit around that time? This is just a feature that should be obvious to have, especially with Epic Games acquiring all of these exclusives. These big titles should be preloadable all the time, whether it be Control, whether it be Borderlands 3, whether it be Shenmue 3, I should be able to preload all of these games because it's a feature that's commonplace in just about every platform. To give you guys an idea about how out of date the Epic Games Store is, Half-Life 2, yes, Half-Life 2. Do you know when that game released? Back in 2004. Well, somebody on Twitter pulled up an article from Eurogamer. Half-Life 2 preload begins official from 2004. Yes, over 15 years ago. I just want to read a little bit about this article. They don't even make preloading a big deal in this article. The long-awaited preload program for Half-Life 2 has begun, with Steam users being offered the chance to start preloading Valve's Uber sequel as of now. News of the preload leaked out via various forum posts a week or so ago, and they were provided with an early look at the preload event. Whatever the case may be, 2004, we are going back 15 years where preloading was available on Steam. 15 years later on the Epic Games Store for one of the biggest game releases of the year, in an era where preloading games is common practice in just about every digital platform, we can't preload a game as big as this. Come on, guys. You have so much money, millions upon millions of dollars, and you're pouring all of that money into acquiring exclusives, giving away free games, making improvements, I would assume, but what is going on? Why are we missing features that are so basic to a PC gaming platform, to a digital storefront in general? That is just absolutely absurd to me. At this point, I don't know if EGS is even recoverable. I know that there's a section of you that love getting your free games, and I like the free game offerings, and let me reiterate, I like what, in theory, Epic Games Store could represent, a viable competitor, and I would say it is a viable competitor because guess what? There are a lot of developers and publishers that are getting so much money, and I'm sure that there have been people that have been drawn on over to EGS to play games like Metro Exodus. They're gonna play a Borderlands 3 because they're so excited for that game. It's one of the biggest games of the year. That already sucks. To have that exclusive idea on PC gaming absolutely sucks. I would like games to be available on any platform, and then we can just play it on our platform of choice. Now, if it's a first-party game, let's say it's a game that's developed in-house by Epic Games, or Epic Games forks over the funding for that game to be developed, okay, I can kind of understand that. Steam does that. Team Fortress 2, Half-Life, those games are going to remain exclusive to Steam on PC. But in the case of Epic Games, they're just going after games that are already in development. Some of these games were already promoted on Steam, and then they're just like, hey, let me write you a big check because we've got FU money thanks to Fortnite. And then those games are then relegated to a specific platform. In the case of Borderlands 3, it does look like it's going to be a 6 to 7 month timed exclusive, so at least it's not a full year, but goddamn, not being able to preload a game as big as this when preloading games has just been standard practice in all of gaming for so long. Again, going back 15 years to Half-Life 2, it is just mind-rattlingly stupid. And it's like, you would think that you would have all of these basic features implemented in EGS prior to the launch of EGS. Wouldn't you be thinking about, hey, let's make sure that users can preload pre-orders when we start offering a lot of these games to pre-order? Because they had the idea back then, back in, say, November, October of last year, hey, our long-term plan, we're gonna get these exclusives, we're gonna get these games and make them exclusive to our platform so people will jump on over. Around that time, wouldn't you think if you're gonna offer these massive games as exclusives to your platform, that you would also offer in line with all of the features that they've come to expect with other platforms, such as preload? But nonetheless, that is not gonna be offered on the Epic Game Store. I've honestly been one of the bigger advocates, and I've tried to defend EGS as much as I can, and some of you guys come at me in the comment section. Some of you guys call me a Steam nut hugger. Some of you guys try to call me out for supporting EGS and a cancer that you perceive it to be. Whatever the case may be, I'm just trying to be as objective as possible. I'm trying to understand that there are good things that could come out of the Epic Game Store, but at the same time, you've got to offer the features that gamers want, especially basic features like this. A cart. Why are we having to wait so long for a shopping cart? Why are preloads not available when you're offering pre-orders to some of the biggest game releases of the year? I can go on and on with all of the issues. Achievements. Just these basic fundamental features that any platform should have, and doubly so when you're a platform that not only offers one of the biggest multiplayer games, if not the biggest multiplayer games in the market today, and a platform that is stripping away a lot of these major game releases and making them exclusive to your own platform. You have to offer the features that we've come to expect out of our platform of choice if you're making those games exclusive, because at that point, you're just offering a bunch of money to these publishers and diminishing the user experience. Wasn't Tim Sweeney going on and on about how this was going to be better for the consumer and offer us a better experience and an overall better PC gaming climate? But what I see is you're offering money to these publishers. Yeah, they're getting a lot of money, but you are directly diminishing the PC gaming experience now for the consumer. And that is something I feel like I should say over and over again. At some point, are they going to offer preloads? I'm sure, but we are 9-10 months into this Epic Game Store thing. They've been working on the Epic Game Store for quite a while. At this point, I expect the basic features to be implemented in EGS, especially when it's a platform that a lot of people are spending a lot of money on. A lot of money is being invested into it. You spend millions of dollars for exclusives. You spend a lot of money to offer these free games, but we can't get pre-orders. We can't get a shopping cart in a timely manner. We can't get some of the most basic features. That is just jarring to me and honestly kind of unacceptable. So that's going to conclude this video, guys. I know a little bit of a rant, but I feel like I really had to go in deep on this. Just very unfortunate. Let me know all of your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. A little bit of a bummer, but nonetheless, I guess it is what it is at this point. If you guys have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.